Thank you so much for joining me this morning, this afternoon on your end, actually, because you're on the East Coast.
Yes,
I'm in California. So thank you so much for joining me
it's
right
my
now. Extraordinary women. We go way back.
yes.
We go way back,
School days, baby.
like middle school, high school. We go way.
Yes.
So when we reconnected, and I saw how you were still. Oh my gosh, you're still singing. You're still doing your music, not just anything, but you're still doing your own music and everything. So tell me how you've been for the people who don't know who you are. Just introduce yourself to everyone on Extraordinary Women and let them know who you are.
Okay. First off, it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you for picking me. I'm so flattered. So my name is Paige Hopwood. I am from Baltimore, Maryland, and I've been singing since I've been 4 or 5, 6 years old. Um, I'm a songwriter. I play guitar. I just recently learned keyboard. Music is my passion, always has been, and you know that
Yeah,
from school.
yeah.
Um, so, just I've been writing since I was 17, and I like I don't know, like 2 years ago, just recently started coming out about it
Hmm.
because it's very personal songwriting.
Yeah.
So about like 2, 3 years ago, I came out with it like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a chance. And when I made my first recording, that's when I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
like you can take it that far.
How was that experience, and what was that like? How did you do that? Did you like go into a studio, or did
Yeah.
you do your own recording?
Yes, it was in a studio, first recording ever, and very nervous at first because when you're doing covers, it's a lot different from doing your own stuff. It's very personal, so it's like, well, are they gonna make fun of it? Are they gonna, But I went into it with full confidence, and it turned out beautiful.
What inspired you to become a singer? I mean, of course, you and I both know you for as long as I've known you, you've been singing, since middle school and all throughout high school and the talent shows and everything
Yeah.
and choir. But what inspired you to just decide, what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go solo. I'm gonna write my own music because you said you write your own songs and you do your own recording. So what inspired that?
So when I was tiny, I'm an only child, so me and my mom would always ride around and listen to music, and she'd put on different CDs. That was the 90s, so we had a little tape player, but and then my grandparents, ever since I was probably 3 or 4, they would show me records
Yeah.
and be like, okay, listen to this, and I would just sit for hours as a baby and just look at different records, and my grandfather would put them on the vinyl, put it on, and teach me how to do that, and it inspired me
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot. Different music too, like rock and roll, punk rock, a soul, all kind of music that I learned early on.
Yeah, and you can do it all. For the people that don't know, you can do it all. You can do the rock, you can do the pop, you can do the soul.
Girl, I
Listen,
all.
listen, you guys. Paige can do it all. Okay, for as long as she can do it all. Are there any artists out there right now, like dead or alive, that you look up to? And if you had to pick, let's say two artists, who would you love and have, like, who do you have a dream of collaborating with someday?
Oh my goodness. Well, I have a lot written down right here. Hmm. So I love No Doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I love Lady Gaga. I love how they both write their own music. Um, and Prince is another one. Like his
Oh
song,
yeah.
not only does he write for himself when he was alive, but he write for other people.
Yeah, yeah,
Incredible guitar player.
yeah,
And I just love how and I watch Purple Rain. I love Prince.
yeah.
He's really stylistic, songwriting and very creative.
Mhm,
It's like it pulls you in.
mhm,
So
mhm.
Prince is a big one for
Prince
me.
is definitely, someone that I definitely love. I listen to, like, he's on my playlist, and same thing with, like, no doubt, Gwen Stefani, and even now, of course, like Lady Gaga, she's she's killing it every time, and she's so expressive with her
Yeah.
music, and not just her music, but I love her music videos. Her
Yes.
videos are like just full of so much artistry. You can
Yes.
tell not just like she's not just a singer, she's not just a songwriter. She is literally an artist, an
Like
entertainer.
theater.
Yes, yes,
Like true entertainer, I feel
yes.
like.
You know what? That there are some artists out there too, like that, you know, I would listen to, but I wouldn't like consider seeing them in concerts. It's like, you know, if I'm gonna go to a concert, I want to be able to like wow it out. I want to be able to scream, yell, sing along, you know,
Yeah.
be hype about it. Lady Gaga is definitely one of those artists that I would pay to see her in concert because
Yeah.
she's an artist and an actress too. What kind of music do you sing? I mean, we already kind of touched on that, you know, you can do it all, but is there any genre of music that you specifically, Paige, that you sing for yourself and you write for yourself and you perform it?
Okay. So, like I say, I like all kinds. But lately I've been really into reggae.
Okay.
It's like that feel good island music. It's very spiritual.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm a rocker.
Yeah.
I always will be like a punk rocker at heart. But with my music, I kind of want to get more experimental. You
Yeah.
know, like pull the reggae into my rock
Yeah. Yeah.
and maybe just experiment with different sounds that way. I'm still kind of trying to find my style.
Hmm.
Um, but that's the beauty of it. You kind of make it up as you go. Like when I have a song title, I base it off of, okay, I look at my title and I'm like, okay, how do I want this to sound?
Hmm.
Is there pain in it? Is there love in it? And then I just kind of go off that title and say, okay, well, this would sound good with this or this.
When you do sing, when you do perform, does does it come from pain? Does it come from love? Does it come from passion? Does it come from excitement? Or, you know, is it just kind of like when you're just sitting down, let's say you're in your room and you're playing your piano or your guitar and you just start singing your heart out. Where does it all come from?
Mostly love, heartbreak in the past.
Hmm.
I feel like a heartbreak, I know this sounds crazy, but it's like a blessing in disguise
Hmm.
because you can learn from that and write about it. And
Hmm.
that's how you use your power, I feel like. But mostly love, yeah.
I know like with the pandemic, a lot has, you know, really been closed and everything. You know, COVID-19 has really impacted a lot of people in a lot of places. So have you, do you have any type of upcoming performances or have you been doing anything just to kind of keep everybody engaged? You know, you say your music comes from love and everything. Have you ever like done any performances on Instagram just to kind of keep that hope alive? Because right now, I mean, a lot of us we could definitely use that hope and that love and that positivity, you know, just during these circumstances.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I do like little clips here and there, like little 30-second clips. But I'm actually a part of a songwriting group that I've been in since like October, and they're located in Tennessee.
Okay.
So we do like our once a month virtual, like we're doing now, and we sit
Yeah.
together and kind of do some critiquing.
Hmm.
And I feel like that helps us grow and keeps us stronger. I've done a few performances, like at some bars, but unfortunately I can't right now.
Yeah.
But we do the virtual things and talk on the phone, just getting in touch with different songwriting people and performing like over Skype.
What has music taught you? You know, you and I both know growing up when we had Mrs. McKee, shout out to Mrs. McKee, our music
Yes.
teacher in high school. Um, she's the reason why I really do appreciate music. So
Yes.
from there and even now to you doing your own thing, what has music taught you? You know, has it has it helped you become more understanding of yourself, the world? How has music and singing helped you individually?
Oh, that's a good one. It's like you have a voice, and it's like it's your baby. You know what I mean? Like you write it and you're proud of it. Um, Everything I write is like my baby. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for someone to hear this, or maybe someone can relate to this that's been through the same thing. It's taught me a lot about myself. It brings out more confidence in myself that I didn't really have in school, you know?
Yeah.
And I started writing at 17 and didn't come out with it, like I said, till 2 or 3 years ago. And then when you do your first recording, it's like, whoa, this is what I'm capable of,
Yeah.
and then you just get almost addicted to it. It's like a drug. Like you want to keep going,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
and it's really helping others too.
Mhm.
Like someone hears this, they might be like, oh my gosh, that girl felt what I felt, or it's very inspirational.
Where do you see your music going like 5 to 10 years from now? I mean, I know that this is all still, but like you just said before, you're still figuring out your flow. You're still figuring out, your whole niche and everything with your music, experimenting with all kinds of reggae, rock and everything. But where do you see everything going 5 to 10 years from now? Where would you like to be in 5 to 10 years?
To be honest with you, I mean, still performing, of course, but I would like to write for other people, like a pro songwriter.
Hmm.
Like work, like co-writing with different people, collaborating.
Okay.
I think that's very exciting to me.
I can. You're gonna laugh at me when I say this, but this is so true. I can actually see you on that TV show on Fox Star, talking right now, and like just hearing you and hearing your passion and hearing your love for it, for music, and also, of course, like just knowing you for all these years. You kind of remind me of Star, like literally the
Oh.
main character Star. Oh my goodness, she would be perfect on that TV show, just performing her. And I mean, hey, you know what? You never know. You never know what can happen. So let me ask you this: if someone who works for who works for the production team on Star were to come to you, like let's say they were to discover your music, your Instagram post by tonight, and they contacted you by tomorrow and say, hey, we want to we want to get you on here. We want to see, what you have. We think you'd be a perfect fit for, just a little cameo appearance on Star. What would you do? What would you say to that?
Absolutely. All in.
I definitely agree. I mean, that would be a perfect way for you to get even more of your music out there, just to get who you are out there and everything. So, but yeah, I can definitely see you on there. That's you definitely have that whole demeanor of being on Star for sure. And it's almost like you're living that I know it's a TV show, but to an extent some of their characters are developed from like real people. So
Right.
I mean, every artist starts somewhere. I was wondering if you're up for it. You got a little something you want to share with us? You want to sing for us? Or
Sure. One of my pieces.
sure, absolutely.
Okay. So there's this one song I've been working on, kind of like a little reggae beat, a little bit of heavy drums. It's called "Look at Me That Way."
Okay, I
So
like.
I'm gonna do a little part for you.
Okay.
My favorite time of day is when you look at me that way, Mr. Irresistible. Can you tell me why? I said, hey, 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 why you going out today? I thought we were gonna spend the rest of our lives together forever. Ooh, can you say, why you say I'm loving in vain? I can't really say, but I can't forget the way when you look at me that way.
I love it. We have gotten to our last segment, which is always of this whole thing I like to call raise your glass. So basically what we do is I ask a general question. We're gonna discuss it. Yep, I got my tea. That's really
I love your cup.
Thank you. It was a gift from a family member of mine. Right after I got married. So we're just gonna discuss the question, and after that, I'm gonna make a toast to you for just being so cool, so phenomenal, such an extraordinary woman. And then we're gonna make a toast to all the women out there who are doing something extraordinary, from singers to nurses, of course, to anybody out there, any woman out there who is just doing big things and inspiring other women. So, question. All right.
Well, okay.
Let's go ahead. So, what is something about yourself that you have learned to accept, love, and just own?
Oh, that's powerful. I like that. Honestly, all of myself. The songwriting is my huge one. It's like I finally found my voice and my expression, my creativity, and I found who I am now, and I'm comfortable in my skin through songwriting because I get to express.
Oh, that's deep. I like that.
Yeah.
For me,
it's freeing. You know, it's freeing to just let it out.
Liberating. It's very liberating. Yeah. And you can tell that you're definitely you're just at peace. You can tell just from on this end looking at you can tell that you're definitely at peace with yourself. You know, when you even talk about your music too, it shows how peaceful you are, how loving you are, how passionate you are, and I love that about you. I've always loved that about you.
And you're beautiful too, and you have such a light about you.
Thank you. You know, it's so funny. Growing up, I would have never known or would have never thought that, you know, as you mentioned before, you know, your music has just recently made you feel confident in yourself, something you didn't have growing up, especially in school. I would have never thought any of that. I would have never even seen any of that in you, because every time you were on stage, you know, it's just you shine bright. I would have never thought any of that of you. So thank you.
You too.
Thank you for being just being who you are, being inspiring and being motivating. For me, something that I've learned to accept, love, and own. First things first, I've learned to accept and love the lifestyle that I've married into. You know, being an active duty wife.
Yes.
There are some things that I wish I could do and I wish I could be a part of, but sometimes it's hard to do that when you have a service member who is just constantly on the go.
Right.
And I know for me, like, I would love to take vacations once a year and spend it with my husband, but you know, when duty calls. So like that's one thing I really have, like, literally recently come to terms with accepting and loving. And with myself, I've just learned to accept and love that, you know, I'm just this everyday woman. You know, I'm not meant to be this, as I like to call, a superwoman who has to be doing a lot, so much every single day just to feel relevant. Growing up, I always felt the need, and even in college too, I always, you know, felt the need to stay relevant by doing so much.
Right.
And on more than what I can actually handle and deal with, to the point where it would drive me insane, and I would suffer from a lot of anxiety, which would lead to a lot of depression for me. And so recently, you know, I've been in counseling, and all of that has kind of helped me come to terms with, okay, you know what? It's okay to just do one thing at a time. It's okay Be a one at a time type of woman.
Be easy on yourself.
Be easy on yourself, and don't be so hard on yourself. I've learned, you know what? I don't need anyone's approval.
Amen.
I don't approve. If I feel good about myself and where I'm at, which recently I have really started to feel that, and I've never been more at peace about it. I don't seek approval from anybody else. I just go out and I do it now.
And when you can do that, it's like freedom in yourself.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you're a prisoner when you're always seeking this approval. But when you can let that guard down and just accept it and let it be, and I am who I am, it's freeing.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Especially,
and
it's and I mean, especially at our age too, the 20s, my mom always says the 20s is where you figure out all that you are and all that you're not.
She says.
And it's funny, like when she first told me that, when I first turned 21 or 20 and everything, and then 21, she's like, you're about to really go through it. You're about to figure out all that you are, all that you're not. I'm like, no, I said, Mom, I'm fine. Like, I'll be all right. This is what she meant, figuring out all that you are, all that you're not, all that you're not. Because I'm telling you, when I was last year, I'll be 27 this year, but last year, I just remember, in the year before that, just ripping and running, zooming, being everywhere, trying to figure out what am I supposed to do, what's my purpose.
Right. And it drives you crazy.
it does, and it really does. It really can mess with your mental and emotional state.
Right.
I know, like I said, I know for me, like when I was just trying to figure everything out, it would lead to a lot of depression for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not so depressed anymore. I mean, I have my moments, yes, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Right.
So that's something to accept about myself, is that I am a one at a time type of woman, and I'm okay with that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So with that said, Paige, let's go ahead and let's make our toast.
All right.
Thank you, girl, for being one on the show, Extraordinary Women. Thank you for being amazing, sharing your story and your passion for music. And just thank you for reaching back out, for reconnecting, because I feel like this has now formed something that we can go forward with in the future.
Yes.
So thank you for being inspiring. Thank you for being motivating and a passionate person and a beautiful soul. And thank you to all the women out there, all the extraordinary ladies.
Yes.
You're next. This is for you. We do this, Paige and I, we do this for you, so that way you can feel inspired to love yourself and brag about yourself, ladies.
Yes.
Extraordinary women.
There's extraordinary women.